Imagine this, a brand new shooter claims to revolutionize the shooting genre. It's placed at the final spot of the Game Awards. It's finding itself in a situation that no studio wants to be in, and that is the Highguard Situation. So let's talk about it. Highguard didn't launch like any other shooter. It had a spot at the Game Awards event. Final spot. It didn't choose to be there, according to reports. Jeff chose it to be there, which is even more pressure on the game. When you watch the trailer, you see from the developers of Apex and Titanfall, are we getting a new Titanfall game? Maybe some Apex spin-off? And then they show us Highguard with a trailer that looked half-baked, and you can see it's rushed. I watched the trailer, I watched the event live, and I still don't know what the game was from watching the trailer. It didn't give me any clue. I got the idea it was like Overwatch with horses, maybe with like a new power defense mechanic. I don't know, that's what I got of it. But the real problem comes from that this is not what gamers asked for. They didn't want another live service game, but that's what they were given. So what is my thoughts of playing Highguard? I've got a couple hours on the game. I played it on launch, and there was a queue to start with. At launch, I believe it got near 100,000 peak concurrent players, which is expected. It's a free game, you're going to want to check it out. Even negative publicity, at least you're hearing about the game, so it is a free game, so you might as well try it out. It was weird to see that it was only 3v3 to begin with. There wasn't even ranked. I was like questioning a bit. So like there's only one mode you can play, so I instantly thought this could get quite repetitive quite quickly. So I got in a game, and I got in a game fine with my friends. Personally, I didn't face any connectivity issues, performance issues. I had a quite good experience of joining the game. I saw on X that people couldn't get into a game and they kept disconnecting when they joined. I never experienced that, so I can't select the game for that. So for performance, the game was actually really good for me. And there are some really cool mechanics about the game. I really like how it's combining reinforcing with mining, with shop mechanics, trying combinations from Siege, CSGO, Valorant and Overwatch. But I did feel like the game's trying to do too much, because the mechanics don't really work at all. They kind of contradict each other. You mine to get to the shop, but then there's no point of the chest as well. It's like, what's the point of chest if I really don't know what they're doing with the mining, if that needs to be built upon. I feel like you need to have one or the other. This game needed to be a shadow drop. It had shadow drop written all over it. I feel like the trailer was rushed. They weren't expecting to make a trailer. You can even see on their X that they announced at the Game Awards. They went radio silent until like a week before the launch. No publicity at all. And when you get all that negative hate online about what your game actually is, when people are so confused, they just kind of did nothing. And then, oh, the game's launched. So it kind of was like a fake shadow drop. Like in Overwatch, the characters matter. I feel like they don't really matter that much in this. Sometimes I went characters and I forgot to use my abilities. That probably says it all when you're not really encouraged to use them. And also the reinforcing, I feel like is insane and pointless, because some characters are designed to destroy reinforcements, so it kind of contradicts that. And then everyone has like a destruction measure, so basically whoever gets to the bases first wins, kind of. I do like the dome mechanics and the different phases in the game, but I feel like the map does not work. You have periods in the game where you have action and then you don't. So the first periods are quiet, and then you get to the Stormbreaker, you're fighting over it, claim it, and then whichever team gets wiped has to defend, and then the other team just attacking your base. And then it kind of like just back and forth and seeing what can happen from that. So I feel like games can be really repetitive. I did have fun playing this game. I feel like it's not a game I could sweat. I could see it being a really popular game with more added rank modes, maybe more modes. I think they should have like 3 teams or 4 teams in the map. That could be a really cool aspect. You don't really see in many games. But also, I don't know if there's anything that's gonna draw me back to the game. I feel like people are just gonna forget about it now. You can see the Steam player counts. I know that's not the best data to go off. You can't get the console player counts, but it's something to go by, and you can already see the drop off already. It started at like 97,000 on launch, which is expected. It's not going to keep your launch day, but this is a free game where like not many games have really launched in January. Maybe people from Arc Raiders are getting a bit bored and want to try something new. Highguard's just dropping off each day. You can see it going down and down. I mean, what is really good to see is that they have a year roadmap, which is really cool to see developers have. You know what content's going to be added. They want to provide for this game. They don't want to just forget about it and move on. I feel like this game just had so much going on, and then also nothing at all. They didn't really focus on anything and tried to do too much, and that's kind of made it a bit confusing for the gamer. There's a really strange dynamic with this game with like the journalists versus the gamers. The journalists have created like, it's all the gamers' fault, they spread this negativity, they're not giving this game a chance. They're really positive about the game. The gamers aren't giving it a fair chance, the community's too toxic. And people are judging the game too quickly, and authors will post on next thing. If you look at the Steam reviews from the people who've played it for over 5 hours, they're a lot more positive than the people who've played it once. And that's like really obvious. The more you play a game, the more you're probably enjoying it. Why would you play something you don't enjoy? I don't want to play a game I don't enjoy for 5 hours of my life just to say, oh, I gave it a shot. If your game doesn't keep you playing, that's the game's problem. This is a product. You're still putting your time into it, so I feel quite strongly about that. There is obviously some review bombs going on, but that's with every game. And I feel like this game did have a lot of negativity to begin with, but it positioned itself as a revolutionary shooter, and I don't think it's lived up to that. I felt like this game promised too much and just didn't deliver. It's not a Concord failure. Concord did not get this many players to begin with, and that wasn't a free game, but I don't know what's going to be the future of this game, and I don't know if anyone cares what happens to this game, and that's really sad to see. I want good games, but if people don't care about your game, then it just doesn't really matter what happens to it. They used a lot of their prestige from Titanfall and Apex, and they didn't deliver on those levels, and that kind of set gamers to false expectations. Is there hope for Highguard? Honestly, I'm actually not too sure. There have been games that made comebacks, No Man's Sky for example. That's not really like a live service shooter game. Do they really come back? And it'll be difficult to see. I hope it can make a comeback. I want really good games to come out. But it's in a really dangerous place to be in for a studio, and hopefully they can make something work with it. But let me know what your thoughts of Highguard in the comments. What do you think of the situation? I personally think you should just play what you want to play, give your opinion on it. Everyone has their opinion. People are saying you shouldn't judge the game based off the trailer, but what else are you supposed to judge the game off? The trailer's what makes you play the game, and I feel like, and what's the point of the trailer, I guess? Let me know how you feel in the comments. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.